Hey guys,
Welcome back.
to Don't Quote Us. I'm Al.
And I'm Val. I don't know why I always feel the need to
Hey guys,
like
Like,
SpongeBob. Imagination.
One of my clients walked in today and he had a crisp new backpack, and I could tell from the front
Aw.
it was like bright yellow and it had like the SpongeBob socks stripes. And I was like, "Is that SpongeBob?" And he goes, "You bet your ass it is." And he turns around, the whole thing was a SpongeBob face, and I was like, "That is amazing. I want your backpack."
I miss
That's so
back
cute.
to school season.
I know backpacks were everything.
Like, I loved going backpack shopping, shoe shopping, clothes shopping. I didn't get like the whole like clothes like for school experience until we moved out here because over in Puerto Rico, like we were always in uniforms.
I liked
But
uniforms,
even then, I
though.
loved my uniform, and I
Yeah.
loved like going to like my grandma's house because she would tailor it for me. And you know, like I just felt like a Barbie doll because she's like pinning and doing all the things, and I'm like, I miss that.
I liked uniforms more than I think I realized. Like when I switched to public school, I was like, "Oh, this is ass."
I
like,
hated choosing what to wear, and you would get dress coded because you're so long and you're shorts.
Even in the uniforms, I always got dress coded because my skirts and my shorts never went to the tip of my fingers, and I'm like, "You guys issued these uniforms to me, okay? Like if you wanted them longer, you should have made them longer. And if they were longer, they would look crazy." But like I definitely remember that dress coding is not a thing anymore. Nobody gets dress coded. I'd be seeing belly buttons, under boob, butt cheeks, like all around the high school. Like they do not dress code.
Under boob.
Under boob, like girls wear like teeny.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Under boob is crazy.
Under boob is crazy. But they really don't do that. I remember when you and I were younger, we would get dress coded and you'd be given a pair of gym shorts or like a really big
t-shirt.
The PE t-shirt. That doesn't.
I don't think I ever got dress coded. Maybe I did.
For your scraps, because we have such sexy shoulders?
Yes, because my shoulders were out.
Distracting.
But like they weren't 3 inches, and I'm like, that's because you have fat fingers. They were 3 inches to me.
Yeah.
So that was like one of the times. And then I remember in high school, I think it was junior year or maybe senior year, I don't remember. But I would TA in the office, and I wore these white shorts for one of the pep rally days. And the front office lady was like, "Those are really short." And I literally stood up and I was like, "No, they're not. Like, sorry, my butt gets hungry."
It's valid.
Like,
it's
what
totally
am I gonna
valid.
do? So, back to school, I miss it.
I do, but I don't, because I feel like I had the pressure to every year, maybe it was internal pressure, like it was the pressure I put on me, but to cultivate a new version of myself with my clothes. And it's like, okay, new year, new identity. And it was to ensure that I had like good friendships and relationships. And I think it's so crazy that I think a lot of people did that. Like we went through this like weird metamorphosis where as soon as the school year ended, we're like, okay, I have the entire summer to be someone new. And then when school started back up, like we're trying to slip into that new persona. And it's like, for fucking what, dude?
I remember in 7th grade, I would hang out with the circle who the girls were like basketball players. So they would wear like slim fit tight shirts and basketball shorts.
Oh.
And then like oh my gosh, what was that brand of shoe that it was like an E?
Etnies?
Is that what it was? I don't know.
Those are skater shoes though.
Yeah, so a pairs of those.
Okay.
So I don't know why, like I was like, I can totally pull this off. I got little legs. Basketball shorts and they just don't go.
Okay, but like jorts are making a comeback. Like
no,
so
like
many
jorts,
people are wearing jorts.
No, like jorts, like how do you even describe jorts? Like to what extent? Because like
long but not long.
I did play basketball, so and I had shorts that were just above my knee, but the ones I'm talking about were like dude basketball shorts below the knee. But now I'm like, why were we wearing those when like WNBA wears like booty shorts?
Well, we were wearing those, and we were wearing those Sophie shorts. Do you remember those?
I
Like
wore
you
those for
folded
volleyball.
up the top. Yeah, and that was like very aesthetic and cute. I feel like if I look back at pictures which is painful. I've gone through so many different phases to try to fit in with different groups. Like, I tried to do the whole skater thing, the emo thing. That was crazy.
I need
Like
to see that
that
one.
was that was me in like seventh grade. Like I thought I
Was it
was
like the straight hair with the
it was like straight
with
hair,
the
like the bangs to the side.
like
Like
oh
skinny jeans,
dude.
but they were like red plaid skinny jeans and then like skull everything. And I would wear like
Did you wear a
DC's and
chain?
etnies. No, my mom would not buy me a chain. Yeah, she ruined me. I'm just kidding. I could have
She
nailed it.
saved you.
I thought being a black emo would be cool. It wasn't. And then I remember trying like the whole preppy thing. I tried the whole like boho hippie
I
vibe.
remember that vibe.
Yes, like the girly glitter, like sequins. You can see my
Hmm.
backpack across from campus. I feel like I've tried literally everything.
I
No.
I remember I have seen pictures of you in seventh grade with like your hair up and then like your bangs just like straightened,
Just
like
burnt to shit.
burnt
Yeah.
with the straightener. And I'm like,
Yeah.
honestly, that's iconic.
Mm-hmm. Even tried
Um,
like the curly heat damage look with the straight bangs.
yes, that was my favorite.
That was awful. That
I
was
did
so
that
bad.
one, and then I did the like take the two pieces and clip them in the
The little
back.
bump. I
Yeah,
love the
the
bump.
bump it.
I don't know why we ever got rid of some of these things. They were classic. But I think a lot of the things we did were to fit into like a certain group. Now that we're adults, do you feel like you do that? Because I don't feel like I care anymore.
So I feel like I did for a second
Mm-hmm.
when I lived in Phoenix and I was doing network marketing. And I kind of went into it a little bit last week how I was like bougie on a budget.
Yes.
So that's where a lot of like I started caring about like brands and like what I was wearing and how I was looking. And for somebody who works from home, I was spending way too much money to be doing that stuff, but it was just for that. It was just to fit in with that circle because everybody who I was surrounding myself with had a great car or fake boobs.
I have neither of
And
those
I didn't
things.
have either of those. I mean, I have a great car, don't get me wrong, and I'm very
Mm-hmm.
proud to say that I purchased it on my own and she is mine. But I don't have the fake boobage. And so I feel like I had to make up for some things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I that's when I started with like I started buying on Shein a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't get me wrong, everybody was beautiful and dressed beautiful, but we're all balling on a budget. And we
Fast
were
fashion.
we were purchasing on Shein. A few of my friends would like send me links to Fashion Nova. Um Amazon became a thing for like
Mm-hmm.
the clothes and it's really good quality, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But at one point I just like I just didn't give a shit.
I feel like it's draining. Like when you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
keep up with people, it can be draining. Like I remember we were hanging out with some girls that were like very fashionable. Like they had all of the most like extravagant outfits. Like if they said they were going to dinner, like you automatically knew like
Titties out.
titties out, like super amazing, unique outfits, like hair done, makeup done, like all of the things, heels. And I wasn't used to that because I've never really hung out with people like that. Like you tell me we go to dinner, like I'm pulling up with sneakers on. Like that's just always been me. So when we started hanging around those people, like I was so nervous and so self-conscious and I felt like I had to go buy all these dresses just in case and make sure that I was up to that level because I didn't want to be underdressed. That is so draining. If that doesn't originally align with how you operate and then you're trying to make the shift, it's hard. Like, don't get me wrong, people want to dress up sometimes, and like you and I are doing it tonight, and it's exciting. But I think it's on a certain, it's a different level,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like it's hard to constantly shapeshift for the sake of having a friend group.
I feel like since we started being gym rats, and we started kind of like being with the gym crowd, I like my level of comfortability really came out because I love being in biker shorts and a t-shirt. It's literally like if there is a work from home uniform, that is my uniform. However, once I started losing weight, I kind of started appreciating my body a little more. And it stopped becoming who was around me and who was in my environment. And it started becoming of like, this is what I feel cute and comfortable in. And a lot of it also was, it messed with my mental health. Like, I work from home, so people just expect me to like roll out of bed and like sit in my PJs. Granted, I have those days sometimes, but like the days that we go to the gym, I shower, I go in my room, I pick out like a decent, like cute top, you know, because somebody will pop in a Zoom meeting every now and again, and I want to be ready. And like I'll brush my hair. I'm not doing like a full face of makeup, but I'm doing my 5-step skincare routine, not 7. Some people do 7.
5 is still crazy.
Is it even 5? I don't think so.
I don't know.
It's face wash, toner, toner water.
Dude, I'm washing, drying, maybe slapping some moisturizer on there. That's about it.
Oh no. So well, toner helps with your pores, and especially like where we live. Like our pores are clogged up constantly. Open those babies up.
I'm not a real girl. Just keep going.
And so I just kind of like dress to dress. And sometimes I will show up here in the outfit that I did to work from home. Other times I'm like, I'm going to be on camera. So let me like get a little cutesy. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago that like I looked like a teacher and you were like, I'm in a t-shirt. And so like, it just kind of like, we just bounce back and forth. But like, we balance each other out, I feel, in a really good way, because like now we're at the point of like, we can start sharing clothes.
Yeah. And it's nice because like we can mutually be like, hey, do you want to dress up when we go out, or do you want to look like a homeless person?
Yeah.
And we can have those conversations. I think sometimes you can't have those conversations with people. Which brings me to like, sometimes people are super draining, like friendships, and sometimes people are energizing. The reason you are even hearing us talk about relationships and friendships is because that's kind of what we're auditing today. We're looking at dynamics that are energizing, dynamics that are draining. We're looking at who are you allowing to have access to you, but also how do you show up in friendships and relationships, and is there room for you to improve along with what you hope to get from other people? So kind of back to my question, like, do you feel like you have a lot of relationships that are energizing, draining? Do you feel like they're neutral, or kind of a mix of both?
I feel like I have a good mix because some of my work relationships are extremely energizing, because those are the ones I choose to have. The ones that are not mine by choice and I just kind of have to have because I'm in a professional environment, those bring me to tears. And essentially that's why sometimes I'm like, I feel like I'm going to have them on TV. And you just need to have a good cry and remember who you are sometimes. So I think I have a pretty well like balanced mix of like, I've learned to choose what situations I put myself in. And like, I feel like we talked about this, like about like protecting your peace, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I feel like I've become a pretty good judge of character and choosing like when I'm in a situation and when I'm not in a situation. I feel like before I would always want to be down for things because I wanted to please the other people, versus now I'm more like, I'm gonna do this because I want to, not because like that's what somebody else wants of me. And so like I feel like I have a pretty good mix, but there are a lot that are draining. Sometimes like I just really want to like lock the door and just like rot for a few days.
Yeah. It sounds nice.
Yeah, and I also feel like who you give access to in your life does really take a toll on your mental health. And we kind of talked about this last month essentially, of how we struggled in a friendship. And that, looking back at it now, was really draining. Like being a certain way, acting a certain way, kind of like being up to these tasks. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of the things and activities were fun, but they weren't like my first choice. So I feel like from the pattern that we had last year, we kind of a little bit fell into it this year. But, you know, when shit hit the fan, shit hit the fan. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's just, wow, I'm exhausted. Is it me?
Maybe.
Is it hot
I don't
in here?
know. I'm tired all the time. Like, I
know.
definitely am exhausted, but I feel like I've gotten more particular with like the friends that I do have. And like when people reach out to me to ask to hang out, most of the time I don't have hesitation to do it because they're already people I've identified as like people I enjoy being around. One big shift for me, I think this year has been taking a step back and like distancing myself from coworkers. I think I tried for a really long time to just like get along with coworkers, and sometimes that looked like going to dinner or going out for drinks or like cultivating more intimate relationships with them outside of the workplace. And I don't do that anymore. And it feels actually like really good. It probably sucks or like looks like it sucks from an outside perspective because I really do just like show up to meetings and then I immediately dip. Like I don't try to socialize at all. So I probably come off like a bitch. But I've noticed that that is like me protecting my energy, but also setting up a boundary of like, I can be a healthy coworker, but I don't have to have a friendship with these people. And I can kind of have some like separatism between like work and social life. And I think that's been like really nice and healthy for me. But like the other people in my circle, I would say I have a pretty good relationship with, and I don't really feel drained by. There's like the surface level, like acquaintances that when you're hanging out with a friend, they're around. And I wouldn't identify them as draining, but they definitely like aren't as energizing as the people I choose to have contact with well, not daily. I'm not even gonna lie. I really don't be talking to people on the daily. But like choose to have contact with frequently. Someone reaches out, they're like, hey, these are the plans. Yes, I can go, or no, I've got other stuff going on. But like they usually understand and the invitations continue. I think sometimes people get like butthurt when you're like, I can't, because I have something going on legitimately, and then they stop inviting, which is totally understandable. But I think a lot of people know like where I'm at in my life, and it's been good. Had you asked me about those questions like even 6, 8 months ago, completely different answer. Because I feel like 6 to 8 months ago, I was really trying to please every single person I was around. And that meant like bending over backwards, doing all of the things, like always being down for it. And that part was absolutely draining because I also felt like in the process, I had to like shift around my personality to match the personalities of the people around me. I hate that shit, dude. It is exhausting. So I think now that I've taken some people out of the equation, not because I hate them, not because they're not good people, just because I've noticed that interacting with them can be draining, I definitely feel a lot better.
Yeah, like they just don't fit really with what you're doing anymore. And one thing I am going to say, I am so proud of you with like the way that you set boundaries with like people that you work with.
Thank
Because for a minute there, like I was in that circle with you. I feel like I was always like your plus one. And I loved it, don't get me wrong, because like I work from home, so like I don't really get interactions like that with coworkers. But also like at the same time, like if I didn't work with them or know them through you, they're not typically like the people that I would choose to hang out with, if that makes sense. Not saying that they're bad people to hang out with.
No,
like,
but I get it. It's
Yeah.
like the proximity that kind of creates those relationships.
Right.
But I noticed those kind of people were like always wanting to go out drinking and like partying, and sometimes they operated with like a very immature high school mentality. And then there would be like consequently like some drama that I would always be kind of sucked into. That shit, oh my God, it made me so tired.
I love drama. I don't love being in it.
I don't want to be in it.
I don't want to be in it, but I want to consume it.
Yes.
Which is why we just at this point consume drama reality TV. But yeah, like I feel like this past year, like I've kept it very well balanced, at least like this year, like the beginning of this year. I kept like a balance of like, I'm going to choose where I go, who I go with, and I'm going to choose those situations. Versus, I think last year, we had said like in 2024, when we got out of our relationships, we had said like, oh, 2025 was going to be a yes year.
Yeah.
And we're going to say yes to everything. And I was so damn tired.
Really?
By
I enjoyed last
October,
year.
no, I did.
Loved it.
I loved it. But
Yeah.
by October,
Mm-hmm.
I was so tired. I was like, how do people do this?
I did not feel that way. I felt really good last year. But the only thing that I can identify from last year was just stretching myself too thin with different types of people I knew didn't align with me. But I love saying yes. And like I've done a lot of that even this year, is saying yes to opportunities if they align with me. But I think that's the caveat.
Yeah.
It's like you can have a yes year, but it has to still align with the person that you're trying to become. I love an activity though. And
Yeah.
you know, like I'm always down for an activity.
Yeah, like I didn't have like, I loved saying yes to activities. Don't get me wrong. We got to do a lot of things that
Those are
like
people.
normally it was a lot of like, at the end of the day, for me, it being a yes year kind of turned into who am I pleasing
Yes.
year.
Mm-hmm.
So it became the reason I'm saying I was exhausted is because it really became hard to say yes to everybody. But in my head, I was like, I'm not saying yes to myself. I'm saying yes to everyone else because one, I didn't want them to hate me. And two, I didn't want them to think that like I didn't want to be around. But at one point, is like, I kind of, when I started distancing myself, I started noticing like, okay, if I'm not reaching out, then like they're not making that effort.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where that exhaustion started coming from.
And I think that's a good point to bring up. Like when you're going through and auditing relationships and friendships in your life, like I do think you have to consider like who is initiating. Is it always you that's like reaching out? Like is it a very one-sided thing where it's like you're always trying to make the plans, you're always like trying to bid for connection, or is it more balanced? Because when you notice things like what you're saying of when I stepped back, nobody stepped forward. I think you have to make the ultimate decision to like remove yourself from the equation, which again, I think like when we consider the end of relationships or friendships, we think, oh, it has to be done because it's a toxic person or something bad and catastrophic happened. And really and truly, things can end just because you no longer align. And that is okay. Nobody has to be the bad person in a situation. And I think that's something I'm learning as I get older. People that I'm no longer friends with still appreciate all the time and energy we spent together. And I still think they're good people. I just know they don't align with who I'm trying to be right now. And it's just kind of like we're two ships in the night. And that's totally okay.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of what we went through last year, what with the whole yes year, was yes, I want to do these things, but at the end of the day, it ended up being I'm doing them because I'm pleasing other people. And not saying that I wasn't happy to do it. And I was like, afterwards, I was just like a raging bitch and like, oh my God, like, why did I do this? Like, it wasn't anything like that. It was more so of like, wow, I'm out of breath talking about it. It was more so like where was the level of appreciation in certain situations, because that's what I was lacking. And I feel like when you're saying yes so much, there has to be a balance and there has to be like a happy medium. Like if I'm constantly saying, yes, let's do this, yes, let's do this, but there's no like essentially like pushback of like, okay, you've done this so much, let me do this now. I feel like at one point it just like we kind of just shut off and we're just like, okay, then like I'm just not gonna try anymore. And it's like what you're saying, it's like there doesn't have to be a bad guy. It's not that anybody's the bad guy. It's just like in this moment in time, you're not currently aligned with whatever path of life you're wanting to take.
Yeah.
Like my two best friends that I've had since middle school, they're in two completely different paths of life that I'm in.
Yeah.
Like both of them are moms. One has 5. I love
5.
you, 5. And the other one has 2 who are practically teenagers. And like, I feel like obviously, like with the one that now has teenagers, like we've gotten a little bit closer because now her kids are kind of more self sufficient. But we're still both in completely different paths
Oh,
of
yeah.
life.
Yeah.
However, there's no like, oh, I'm going to stop reaching out to you because you're, not reaching out to me. Like, there's none of that. Like, and I feel in some levels, friendships start feeling like very like petty and competition.
I think there definitely can be like a competition aspect, and especially in female friendships, and I absolutely fucking hate that. Um, because it's like, I don't want to compete with other people. Like, I want us both to be happy on our own time. And I don't want to like be happier or more successful than the people I'm around. If the people I'm around are more successful than me, I want to be able to learn from that, right? But I do think it's easy to slip into that competitive nature where it's like, well, I have this and you don't have that, and that is awful. That is absolutely awful. I think there's just a lot of facets when it comes to friendships, and us being people who have in the past like tried to people please. I think we've done so because we kind of like feared losing friendships or being like a villain in somebody's story. And I don't know about you, but the older I get, the more comfortable I am with that. Like I understand I'm the villain in probably a lot of people's stories, and that's definitely okay. And the loss of a friendship, I think, is something okay to grieve, but it definitely doesn't contribute to who I am. And that I think is something that took a lot of time to learn. And I've recently learned, and I guess I innately knew this, but I've recently learned that you and I are really good friends. Like one of our newer friends said yesterday, I was saying like, oh, I'm so excited for dinner. So tonight we're going to dinner to celebrate a friend who passed a
Girl
very important
dinner.
test. Yes, and she was like, I still can't believe you guys are even like taking me to dinner just because I passed the test. And I was like, why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know, I've never had that. I was like, oh, what? Wait, are we good friends? She's like, you're really good friends. Like, and that was really nice and
That makes me feel
validating.
so. I'm gonna cry.
It makes me feel really validated because it's like sometimes I feel like I do fall short as a friend, and I know I do. There are a lot of areas in which I can improve when it comes to me being a friend, but it was nice to hear that.
That's so nice.
And so, yeah, I'm
Tears.
excited.
Wow, I'm
And that's a
ovulating.
really kind of new friend. I mean, it's only been a few months, but it's nice when you're recognized, and it's nice when you're spending time with people that align with who you're trying to become. I'm learning you don't have to be the same phase of life to align with each other. And that I think is beautiful.
And there can be so many different aspects of how the friendships work. Like, I think mine and yours is probably a prime example. And I feel like it's not understood by a lot of people,
No.
because we truly do fight like a married couple. But we also make up like a married couple. And I've actually recently learned this, like, just in my own household, like, how couples fight, okay? Mom and dad, you fight. That's fine.
Am I the dad?
Oh.
I'm the dad.
I feel like you're very similar
I'm
to
the
my dad. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel, yeah.
I'll be the dad.
So like, I'm not airing anything out. I'm just saying like it happens.
It
And they've
happens.
been married for 30 plus years. So kind of like noticing and getting like a front row seat to like their conflict and like their conflict resolution. Sometimes I'm like, shit, that's me and Alani.
You push my motherfucking buttons, and I know I push yours. But at the end of the day, we have so much love for each other. I think the older we get, the harder it is to navigate like the different phases of life. But I think you and I have been doing a really good job at making the time and the effort to spend time together and to navigate like the differences. Like us just having that little ramen night and watching TV, like that's such a special moment.
That was so
But
cute.
that's an example of like the effort being put in. Us going to dinner tonight, granted it is with other people, but it's still like we're still consciously putting in that effort. And I think we've both come to the understanding that to have a solid friendship does not mean that we have to talk every single day or spend time together every single day. It's about those small moments that really matter.
Mm-hmm.
And you're definitely one of the people who energize me versus drain me. And so I'm able to recognize, like, I want to keep a friendship like that because I know it's going to allow me to do better. You and I do very different things. We have very different like ways of operation,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a lot to learn from you. And so having you around, like, not only does it bring me comfort, but it benefits me because I get to learn from you. Even if I don't act like I'm listening to you or taking your advice, like, I do learn from you. So I think it's really good to be able to look at the people around you and evaluate, like, what do
Mm-hmm.
they bring to you? What do you bring to them? It's kind of like, you know, like when you have a container of strawberries in your refrigerator and one strawberry starts going bad and
And
you're
then
like,
the
oh,
rest.
there's some good ones still in there. And then the next time you check, they're all bad.
Yeah.
I think that's how friendships work. Like, if you have one negative person around you, one rotten person, it is going to eventually rub
Mm-hmm.
off on you and everyone else. So you have to be so mindful of the people that you have in close proximity and make sure that they're.
It's stuck and
Oh,
it's
it's stuck.
bothering
I
me.
was like, are you like stroking my face? Maybe it's a kiss?
Yeah.
But
We were having a moment.
it's so important that you have really good people around you. Because I think, like, as I get older, I'm realizing more and more that human connection is so important and it goes way beyond romantic connections.
Mm-hmm.
Like, human connection is what we're built for as human beings. Like, we need that connection, and it's important that we have intentional connection with other people.
I think so, and I like, and especially like for our dynamic, like we've seen each other through every stage. Like we started being friends when we were 14.
Mm-hmm.
We had not even turned 15 yet. So we were very, very, wow, I just made myself feel really old.
Yeah, it's hard to say out loud.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That was a curse word, huh?
Yeah.
A little bit.
We're like around 20 something days till I'm 30, and then you're right behind me, buddy.
Tomorrow's 30 days for me.
Woo! My goodness.
So that's 22 days for you. 23 today. But
I'm just kidding.
Anyways.
I'm very excited. Anyways.
Yeah. So, like, we've been friends since we were 14. And so I think a lot of people don't realize that we kind of have like a hall pass to a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like, the conflict resolution choice is going to be between us, not anybody else. And I feel like I'm very grateful because of, again, you learn from me, I learn from you, but also I get just a tad bit more. And like, she brings friendships, like she brings more friends.
Yeah.
And so
I'm a man of the people.
She's a social butterfly as to where I'm not. And I have been like very, very lucky to be with you in most of those social moments that, like, essentially who you adopt, I adopt.
You're my forever +1.
But
yeah,
thank you so much. Thank you for acknowledging it.
Even if I have a man, people. I'm still gonna have you as a +1. He'll be the +2.
Yeah,
You're the +1.
So I literally, and I think obviously, like, it was a learning experience for the both of us in regards to how we managed this recent life and like all of these moments, because you're going through a master's program. I went back in school. That's one of the things that I do owe you for.
And you're gonna do a master's program when you're finished. Yes, ma'am.
She said it here. She said it here.
She's gonna do it.
I don't know why the episode that my feet were on the couch got the most views on YouTube.
It's because of your feet.
So I'm gonna need.
Can you show them things again?
No, because they're not done. Next week I'll have a pedicure.
I can't.
I just realized that. But
I don't know how YouTube works.
I don't know how YouTube works either. And I'm like,
the feet.
It was
the lighting was awful. It had to have been the feet.
Weirdos. But anyways. See, like, I could never talk about these things with like just random people. No. Like maybe my two like best friends / sisters, best sister friends, because that's what I call them at this point. But like nobody would ever understand.
I can't do what I did last week with anyone but you.
But I also don't think like I would be sitting here with anybody else. Like I was talking to one of my best sister friends like 2 weeks ago, and we were just like talking life. Like randomly, we'll just have like one conversation where we just like dish it all out.
Yes, I love those.
And we were just talking about like the dynamic of things changing, and you know how like we had certain plans that like we wanted to, but things change because of circumstances. And one thing that she told me, and I don't know why people just always go back to this, and she was like, honestly, with how things worked out when we first lived together, she said she was honestly so proud of us and how far we've come to do the things that we do now. And I'm like, because we're not 22 anymore.
No.
Like, those girlies are gone. But like, I feel like that itself was such a learning experience, life monumental moment. Excuse you.
Was that your stomach?
Yeah.
I thought it was the voices in my
No. Patricia, are you trying to come out?
I can't wait for pasta, dude.
Yeah. Are you okay in there?
She's so hungry.
Aw, I'm sorry.
So hungry. My God. I am definitely proud of us, and we're going to continue to grow. And I place a high value on friendships like ours. No matter how many times we piss each other off, like it's going to take consistent effort.
Out of 7 days of the week, probably like
I disappear for at least 2.
Yeah.
Give me credit.
2.
You get 2 days of peace.
2. But honestly, like it's not even, I don't even see it as that. I just see it as like us being us. I feel like for such a long time we were, and you know what reminded me of this? You guys, I have entered Vanderpump World.
Thank God.
And I'm on season 3. And I'm on the portion where Jax is shitting on Katie for Katie following Stassi around. And so one of the comments that he made was, what are you even doing now? Did Stassi give you permission? And I feel like for a really long time, like people saw our friendship in that dynamic. It's like if we weren't together, like something had to be wrong.
Oh yeah, what happened?
Like the many times that like I would go to the gym because you were out of town or you were sick or you didn't feel good or you didn't wake up, I would get the, what happened? Are you guys okay?
You're a better woman than me because I would have started lying.
Checking my hips, and I'm like, no, I just didn't put it on today.
Just carry a leash around. She got off her leash.
Yeah, I didn't put the hip attachment on that day. But so like I feel like I've appreciated the growth that we have had in our friendship in this past year because we were able to be there for each other for rough times, grow through those times together, and then essentially flourish and bloom into new times. She's a caterpillar.
Yes.
So, yeah, I love Vanderpump.
I told you, all the reality TV that I've been trying to get you to watch, you finally watched, and you loved it. And we are very close to more stuff with the Love Island reunion.
Oh, so
you gotta
close.
Trust me when it comes to TV. Like
Love Island. Oh,
please
Love
trust
Island.
me. Love Island.
Oh, Love Island.
Was that right?
It's yeah. I don't know.
What did I say?
You said Love Island, but my brain said something else.
I was like, did I just talk? Do you ever get in the car and you drive to a location and you're there and you're all, how did I get here? That's me when I talk. I'm like, what did I just say? All the time.
Actually, that did happen to me today. Because, like,
Yeah.
I made that whole thing by myself. And I was like, she's a track star.
I'm literally a time traveler. I feel like I'm just like, nope. Like I'm just going, what is it? Teleportation. I feel like I teleport. I don't know where I'm going or when I'm doing it. And I don't know what I've said most of the time. I just kind of black out.
I feel that way when I have dreams and I'm like, why did I dream that? Like, did somebody talk about it? Somebody talking behind my back?
Maybe. Like your ears are ringing, but like your brain in a
Yeah,
dream.
like certain dreams do happen because other people either are talking about you or thinking about you. Bet you didn't know that.
I'm trying to think back to my dreams. I don't think I've had anything relevant lately. But we're saying all of this to say we hope that you're able to audit your friendships, look at people who drain you, look at people who energize you. But also the last thing is consider what you can do to improve how you show up. Are you a good friend? Because it's great to have expectations and boundaries around what you need from other people, but it's also good to be mindful of how you show up as a friend. And I think I've been thinking about that more recently with myself. There are definitely areas in which I feel like I can do better, like initiating and kind of taking the time to have more contact with people. So I implore you guys to think about these things because all we can do is better.
All we can be is better. Because there ain't nothing in this life if it's do good.
Yeah, make good choices.
But whatever you do, please, oh please,
Don't quote us.
bye.